Hello. Let me perhaps start from a new WordPress website. WordPress started off as a blogging engine. So back in the nillies, basically. Um, so let's have a look at how that worked back then and how it's still working, and somehow allows us to create interesting websites. So first of all, when having a look at the posts, you will notice that there is a sample post. However, let's just trash this post at this point because we are going to use, or we're going to add our own post. So let's add a post, and I will actually write a blog post over Leuven, about Leuven. I'm gonna list a couple of very nice places in Leuven, as we did in class. So there we go. A blog post always has a featured image. Well, could have a featured image. You will notice why. You will understand why in a minute. And then next we add a little sentence. Well, I'm not sure it's really a Swedish design element, but I kind of like that. So our first post has a title, right? Has a featured image. By the way, you see that featured image appear here. You can set it as well. At this location, it has a short text. However, so far it does not have categories. So it does not have categories because we do not have categories. Every post is often divided or is actually categorized in most cases. You can also add tags, which is a bit of a newer way to categorize. However, let's stick to the categories now. You will notice that there is one category, it's the uncategorized category, so let's get rid of that because we do want categories. My first category is about ancient buildings in Leuven, and when I remove the slug is what the URL shows. So this little part of the browser bar, what the URL will show, and after updating, it will actually automatically autofill the slug. So, which is good. Let me add another category here. We leave the slug open because it's going to be autofilled anyway. Um, And finally, bars and restaurants. These were the examples that I used in class as well, right? Good. Back to our posts. Now, in order to go categorize this post, you basically have two options. Whether you go to the quick edit, you can actually go tick any of the categories here, or if you want to go edit the entire post, you can click the edit button, obviously, and at the right bottom corner you can also go tick the various categories this article belongs to. So, but that's it for now. So we need two other posts, obviously. So I'm going to add yet another post. It's a post about a place that I like a lot, Bar Book. It's a little bar, it's a little bookshop actually, that also serves as a coffee shop. So let me just add another picture here. Right, perfect. Again, I would typically need a short description or a short blog post. Be aware, as I mentioned in class, be aware that you can actually use any block here. If you want a gallery or if you want an image or a video, you can. Cozy places in Leuven to have a coffee, right? Perfect. And there again, I would need to go under the page, under the post tab, I would need to go tick bars and restaurant in this case, right? Let me publish the page. So I have everything put in place. I have a title, a featured image, a description, and I have my categories all set. Perfect. So let's go add yet another one. That's the last one. And that's another nice spot in Leuven. It's called the Joris Helleputteplein. I like that place. So there again, I do have an image of that place. Let me upload the file. Perfect. And when it's resized, because automatically all these images that I upload are automatically resized to web-friendly formats. This is one of the strong features in WordPress that nobody really knows about, but it's a very strong feature here. The Joris Helleputteplein or place is a very nice, yeah, listen, a very nice place with bars and restaurants. With trees, actually, with trees, bars, and restaurants. So you should actually check it out. It's a very nice spot. So there again, under the post tab, let me go pick the nice spots in Leuven, right? So I now have three posts. Now, by default, your posts are shown on your blog home template. By default, a WordPress website comes with the blog home template page, which is by default the home page. However, let me perhaps show you how to go visualize these posts in various ways. So in order to do that, I'm going to trash under the pages. I'm going to trash the sample page because we don't need a sample page. We don't want a sample page. And let me add yet another page. And I'm going to call this page my home page, right? And in order for me to make sure this is the home page, I need to publish this page. It's an empty page, doesn't have anything attached to it. However, as soon as it is published, I can actually go set this page as the home page, which is what I'm about to do. And I just need to confirm, and it's done. I don't need to save at this point. It's a bit confusing. And on top of that, what I'm going to do as well, I'm going to change the template of this home page to the only other template that I have available. It's the page no title template, right? And on top of that, I make sure that I show the template, because if I don't, I will still see the title. It's a bit of a bug in WordPress, honestly. So I'm going to show the template, and perfect. So I now have my header that I can edit. I have my footer that I can go edit, and I have the thing in between, which actually is my page. So for me to go show my blog posts in various ways, I'm gonna need the query loop block. Let's have a look. This is a wonderful block in WordPress. Why? Well, you see why. It's actually looping through the various blog posts that I've written. So you will notice that there are various visualizations here, right? Let me perhaps choose the image only once. Okay, the images are bigger than I expected, so I may have to go look in my document overview, select the query block, and customize this a little, because by default the items are sorted newest to oldest, which is fine. Perfect. I may want to go, and I would need to go filter the items. I may want to go filter only the nice spots in Leuven, right? I only have one. This is how you can actually create multiple query blocks, each time filtering out only one. However, for me, in order to go check on this block or these, I probably am gonna need to probably here change that to 15, and let me save that perhaps. And now, okay, now I'm sure that all three appear on one page. However, I messed this up, so I'm not gonna change it. Let me keep the 23 value here, and let me open up the page, because it's actually using more, or the complete width of my page, so that 23 post template, actually you typically do not want to touch that. However, what you need to do is to go to custom, select the post, and change the things that you can change or you want to change. However, I don't want to change anything at this point. The query loop. What I would like to do, however, at some point probably, is to go change my design. So rather than have those three images, perhaps stick to a text-only preview or whatever. But for now, it's fine. It's actually showing the three featured images. So let me go add yet another visualization here. First one was the query loop. It's a native built-in visualization of blog posts. However, for the other two, I need to make a little round trip to my plugins, because there are a couple of plugins, like the GetWith plugin, for instance, has some additional views on blog posts, and I'm going to show you which one and how they're called. So I now have enabled or activated the GetWith plugin, right? That's very important. Don't forget about that. And I'm now going to add yet another visualization using the so-called post slider. This one. Perfect. So there again, I have templates, but there are none that I can use. So actually, this one is the one that I'm going to use. And it has some options that we are familiar with. You can set it to full width, right? You can filter also. You can actually also go change some display settings. As you notice, you can set a height. However, one important thing is that you need to enable the slideshow. So by default, it's not enabled. So the slide will not, or the slideshow will not work. While as you can see here that it is working. One last thing. It has some sort of a default height, this slider. However, if you would like to give it some sort of a page height slide, you know that you can use the VH parameter, the viewport height parameter. And AT viewport height will basically mean that your blog posts somehow fill up a full page. Well, actually 100 VH guarantee you to use the full height of a screen. So this is the second way to go visualize blog posts in some sort of a slider. And there's the third way. It's pretty similar to the second way. However, let me quickly guide you through this. Let me add yet another block after the slider, and I get that empty paragraph, that empty placeholder. And let me again search for post, and when I now click post carousel, and again I put that to wide width, right? And I'm gonna save it as such. There again though, I need to enable the slideshow, right? Because again, by default it's not enabled. And when I now view the page, I have actually three three visualizations. So the query loop block, the slider block, and finally the post carousel. Each time clicking on these images, clicking on these links or those ones or these images will obviously redirect you to the blog post. So this is it for the posts. I guess you now have everything to complete this task and make some attractive blog posts with various blocks included. All right.